Yeah, this was the final week of the regular season for men's basketball. Mississippi State men's basketball went 0-2. We went to Florida on Tuesday and lost 74-108. And then Saturday, a game that I ended up not working. I didn't work any of the games this weekend. Like I said, I had a wedding, so I missed some exciting baseball, which we'll get to later. But I did not work the basketball game, which we ended up losing 96-102, which now makes 5 straight losses for the men's basketball team as we head into the SEC tournament, which, as JP has pointed out, we are only 4 wins away from the making March Madness. Is that correct?
4 wins away.
4 wins away. That's all we need. So 4 wins away there. Women's basketball lost day 1 of the women's basketball SEC tournament to Florida, 68-86. And now, according to Charlie Cream, we are part of the next 4 out. So we are not making the tournament, and I don't know where the team will go from there. Exciting news. Favored Nwodozie, our star forward/center. She plays the 5, but she's really a forward. She's like 6'4", I believe. Has already announced that she's returning for next year, her final year as a transfer from Japan, university in Japan, which is really exciting. I love her a lot. I love her personality, the way she carries herself, and she's just very good. So super exciting news there. In the midst of kind of a tough week of losing the first round and going from last 4 in to next 4 out.
That
so
feels like a big drop. No, is it just like
5 spots, 6 spots?
Is it just him being Charlie Cream, kind of slowly catching up to the last couple weeks?
I mean,
I know Florida's not good.
Yeah, Florida's not good.
Typically, you don't see big jumps based off of tournament games.
Yeah, but maybe other teams lost in there. I don't know exactly what day I think he posts on Fridays. Maybe that's when he updates it. So maybe
Gotcha.
I don't know exactly what his schedule is or what games influence that drop, but I didn't think we even belonged in the last 4 in where he had us.
Well, that's kind of what I wonder, if it was kind of him catching up, because it felt like y'all somehow were clinging on to a last 4 in spot.
Yeah.
For like a couple weeks, despite continually losing games, and y'all never really dropped. So maybe that was a straw that kind of broke the camel's back or opened up the floodgates. But you can continue.
Yeah. So we're getting close to the off season for both men's and women's basketball, and both teams will have questions to answer of different varieties, and we'll get to that in future shows, I'm sure, after March Madness when we get into the summer and have nothing else to talk about. But now we get to the sports we're good at, the C-ball, hit-ball sports, as Jack has coined it, as we are a C-ball, hit-ball school. Baseball goes 3-1. We lost our midweek game to Southern Miss 7-6, and by no other score, no other way to phrase that. We lost 7-6. I was really hoping for maybe a little bit better showing out of the gate, but I believe Southern puts up 4 runs or the first or second. So they come out hot, and we did our best, but just weren't able to close it out and get to the finish line in that game. But Southern Miss is a good team. It was in Hattiesburg. It was a packed house. It was very crowded. So that was another loss that I talked to people since then, and it just I'm not even blinking at it. It's like Southern Miss is a top 10 team. We went to their place, and we lost by 1 run. So be it. I mean, great. Not great, but, moving on. That doesn't bother me whatsoever. And then this weekend, we played Lipscomb at home, outscored them 43-7, including a 26-0 victory in Game 3. And we are now ranked second, as high as second, and the lowest you'll see is ranked as 4th. So baseball is very hot right now. Still only have the 2 losses to UCLA and Southern Miss, and we'll go to Biloxi on tomorrow to face Tulane. I believe it's Biloxi, and then this weekend we'll go to Arkansas and open up SEC play, which I'm really intrigued to see. I feel like the SEC has not looked great out of the gate.
It's been a slow
Tennessee has dropped several. I'd say Texas is the only team that's really living up to expectations, and some people will argue that midweeks don't matter. I would argue otherwise. I'd say if you're consistently losing midweeks or dropping 1 game in a 3-game series to a team that you're supposed to sweep, that is a symptom of, I think, should lead to some concern.
I mean, if you're doing it very consistently, then sure. It depends on frequency. It depends on who you're playing. I mean, Arkansas just split a 4-game series this past weekend with Stetson.
Yeah.
Obviously, the caliber program Arkansas is, they should not be doing that. But Stetson's a pretty quality, mid-major baseball school. They'll give people trouble pretty consistently. They'll make the postseason tournament. It was
of
just
their conference, or
no, the big thing.
Yeah.
What's the name for the tournament?
College. It's
The
just
college
postseason.
baseball, the postseason, I guess.
It's just
yeah,
postseason, I guess.
it's March Madness.
Yeah. College football playoff.
It's college football playoff, and so I quickly was like, I don't feel like there's a agreed
just
upon coinage.
Because it's not, you don't make the College World Series just by making the postseason.
But yeah, they're a quality squad, but it definitely has been a slow start for the SEC.
Tennessee has not.
I would
looked
like
good.
to say A&M has met expectations so far.
Okay,
We've lost one game.
Maybe I did not mean that to be a slight.
UCLA did.
I was more referring maybe to like the upper echelon.
That's very
or
fair.
the expected upper echelon, right?
Florida's really struggled.
Tennessee has struggled
You
out
could
of the
say
gate.
I think maybe you could say they make like the regionals every year. That could be like a term you could use.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Yeah, they're a consistent regional appearance.
Yeah,
school.
that comes out a lot easier than college baseball postseason.
Oh, I literally was like, I
like 10
genuinely
syllables.
don't know what to call it. Postseason works too, but I like it, JP.
So I'd say the SEC LSU has dropped a couple I believe 2 midweeks in a row now.
1-4 last week.
Really?
They lost their weekend series.
Really? Yeah. So I'm not not hanging any banners as a regular season champion by any means, but the SEC is going to be interesting this year because teams that were expected to be the elite of the elites haven't looked at that good. A&M, who's probably projected to finish 8th in the SEC, somewhere around there.
12th even,
12th.
depending where you look.
They've looked good, having only one loss to this.
We don't have to
point.
talk about how that loss went down.
Well, yeah, that's irrelevant. But baseball's going to be interesting. Softball went 6-0 this week. We went to an Invitational Mobile and went 5-0, and I think it was like 3 days, maybe 4. I didn't look at the specifics of the schedule. And now we are ranked 13th via Softball America, so softball's doing really well. Men's tennis goes 2-0, including a win over number 8 Georgia. And then women's tennis, after getting the huge SEC victory, the first in 2 years last week, goes 0-2 this week. I will say that was versus number 8 Texas A&M and number 14 Texas. I don't remember the home and road situation there, but 2 very good tennis programs, highly ranked. And so I'm not gonna once again be like, oh well, man, it's a team that's developing, right? Like I said, they've struggled in the SEC, and so to get a win, you're not going to go. I believe we went 0-15 last season, and so to go from that, you're not just going to go beat top 15 teams the next year. So it's a continuing development there. But yeah, that is the SEC or the Mississippi State recap. Thinking about SEC baseball, but that's the Mississippi State recap. JP, anything else you want to throw in there at the end?
I do think your point at the very beginning or it was very early, at least in your little monologue, midweeks mattering or not. I think the fact that our 2 losses are to undisputable top 15 teams, if not top 10 teams, and the number 1 team in the country is one of those 2 teams. Both of those games were not in the dude. For anyone to have, not saying there is, but if for anyone to have any pessimistic, views on this team to this point, is just flat out wrong. But the larger point I wanted to make is what a job so far before SEC play is getting started here soon. Brian O'Connor has done to completely turn this team and roster and culture around in just a short amount of time. He so far has completely been living up to what was being hoped of for him as far as what he can complete up until this point. We obviously want him to take us to Omaha every year, but we haven't gotten that far yet in the season. So to this point, he has done an incredible job. And you can see it with the buy-in from the players and the way that they play. It's been a treat to see. Not to say they haven't made mistakes. We've made a ton of mistakes this year, ton of running mistakes and some mistakes kind of in key moments as well. But we have played some damn good baseball so far, and SEC play coming up. I'm really excited.
Yeah, I think it's very well said. You're just an idiot if you have any negative takeaways at this point.
Yeah.
At least about the program as a whole or the team as a whole. Maybe you can be like, oh, I had high expectations for this player, and he's not missing. Maybe you're a big Charlie.
I don't even think that. Maybe Charlie Foster is the only one after losing the weekend starting spot, but he's going to get another opportunity Tuesday night against Tulane. He'll start Tuesday, and if he has a great showing, then I think that there's very much still a potential battle for the Sunday spot between him and Duke Stone.
Sure.
But I'd say he's the only one you could even begin to make an argument that he's underperformed or underwhelmed. Some people will say Jack Bauer's underwhelmed, but he's a freshman. Everyone's like, well, where's the 102? Where's the 102? Why is he only doing 2 innings? It's like, well, he's a freshman, and he threw like 3 innings a game when he was in high school. It just takes time. So those people, hey, we talk on this show all the time about expectations. I would say those people
Well, they had high
had
expectations.
unfair expectations.